Frodo? Yes, sir? Mary? Bilbo? Look at them. Hoodlums. Thugs. All of them. Hey! Hey guys. So, someone's biting me. Alright, so I came out to do some stuff out here. Y'all remember the other day when I went down to Dad's to get a board? I needed at least 10. I think he said this was a 12. I did have to cut some of it off, and I couldn't use it where I was planning on using it, but it looks fine where it's at. So gotta give and take. I needed it. Let me switch. I put it right here across the fence, across the gate opening. Now, I think later on, I'm not going to do it now, but I think later when I get the net up and I see how it's working or not working or what I need to do to make it work better, when that happens, now this tubing, I pray this tubing is going to work. If this tubing doesn't work, then I'm just going to build like some, making that same thing but out of like treated 2x4s and go up the post, straight over and down on this post. Nail the posts, nail the up ones. If I had, okay, so I did something I shouldn't have done. I cut all the posts. Remember I was out here, I cut all the posts off so they'd be even. And the only ones I didn't cut are these front ones because I knew I was going to be putting the rail across the high spot. And I never, I had kind of given way to the thought of having something over because it was going to get pine straw and stuff from those trees back there, and it was eventually going to look junky, and it may, and I don't really know what I can do about that, but I've got to at least test the theory, right? So I thought, well, I've already cut those off, so let me make these hoops. If the hoops do not support the net, then what I'm going to do is buy some 2x4s, treated 2x4s, and I'm going to go up. I really only have to go up 6 foot. I mean, I'm only 5, and I only need it to get me in and out as I walk. But that would kind of be wasting an 8-foot board because there would be no reason. The thing is, this crossways right here is a big span. I think it's 20 foot. You can get 20-foot 2x4s. But that's going to put a big spot in the middle with, like, it could drag. It could want to do a, get a bow in it. So I may end up having to come back across there and maybe put a post in the middle if it all comes down to having to build something, because these don't work. And what I went down to Dad's for was a 12-foot board to put on that outside fence of the chicken yard from this corner to the next post down. It's longer than 8. I really only needed 12. I mean, I really only needed 9 something. So I asked for a 10. He didn't have any 10s. He had a 12. But it's white. It's from something evidently he took down, and it's white. And I didn't want a white board facing Mom and Dad's driveway when all the other boards are just, this plain brown. So I used it up here, and when I put the section that goes from the corner over and from this corner over, well, I'll paint those white to match that, or I'll paint them all, maybe paint them all red, just whatever, but I'll paint them all to match. So I'm still not able to put that last hoop up. There's one, that board, let me walk over here. Brie said she was going to come today and check out this little house right here. it's plenty big enough for that little pig for her backyard. I mean, it's like perfect for that, but it's heavy. I was going to flip it over. Remember how I used to push it around? I'd put my back into it and just push. And I moved it around up here too. Even after Daniel brought it and dropped it, I wasn't happy with the spot it was in, and I moved it around myself. But now it sat for a year in that same spot, and you know how clay is here, so it's like glued. It's like cemented into this dirt that I have in this yard, so I couldn't push that sucker over. All right, see, you know, you put your rails up. I started down there and was coming this way, and between every one of these two next posts is 8 foot, but from this post to this corner is 9 something. It's not 8. That's why I needed a 10. And the reason I was putting one there was because I need another post I need another post like this one, about, you know, somewhere in the middle that would match up with this post right here. And then I can put this last hoop. I'll put a post in there, but I can't put a post in because I didn't really want, I would dig it down and bury it a little bit, but for the most part, I was just going to screw it to that bottom rail and screw it to the top rail and then screw it eventually to the middle that I put in, and that would give me a post. It just wouldn't be cemented in the ground like all these are. But that being said, the board he had was white, and I didn't want to put a white board on the outside out there when all those are just the natural wood color. So yeah, if this, what I was saying, if this don't work, I will come up and screw, I don't know why I left that one. Oh, I left that one tall because this sail is hooked to it and throws shade here on their little water area. I've got 2 more of these. I was gifted 3 of these little corner shade sails, and once it's all completed in here, I'm going to put them other 2 up also, one on this corner and maybe one down there on that corner by the little run, and that'll give us some more shade. And that net is black, so that may throw shade in here too. Anyway, this morning the other 3 hens plus that big old rooster there, and he hasn't left. He's, you know, he's big, and it's kind of a little bit harder for him to fly up on. So he usually waits. When I come out in the morning, he's walking up and like here and here. He's waiting for me to open this gate, and then he runs in. Well, this morning I left and I closed it back behind me, and he was still down there eating. So he's stayed in the coop, stayed in the yard. But with him this morning were 3 hens with him, the 3 that go up in the trees. I thought there was a 4th, but me and Steph found black feathers over there on the other side of the barn, next to her fence, between our fences. There was a big pile of black feathers, and I told her, I said, well, that's not him because he's white. She thought it was him because she hadn't seen him. And I said, no, he's only got a few black feathers, his tail and maybe some underneath feathers. He's mostly white. I said, that has to be one of my black hens. So I think that narrows it down to only 3 hens that are loose. And they all were in here with him this morning, but they've all since then flown out. So, and it's weird because out of all those guineas, and I think there was 12 guineas to start with, or 10 guineas, I can't remember now, I'd have to go back and look at video. 4 of them stay with the chickens in the coop at night, but the other ones sometimes they're roasting on top of the little chicken run over there. Well, that's where I see a couple when I get ready to go to bed at night. They're already up there, and they don't even try to fly down and get in. But there's 4 that go in with the chickens into the coop and get locked in. So if those 4 decide to stay, you know, with the chickens, once the net's over, they're just going to be with the chickens, which is good because that's going to keep all the ants. There's no ant beds in this chicken yard this year. And fleas, I mean, I'm all around in my yard barefoot, you know, flip-flops. No fleas. That's what's good about guineas, even though they're a pain in the butt to listen to. So anyway, I will have to hit McCoy's for a corral board right there. I may go ahead and get I don't want to spend any kind of extra money right now on this fence line for extra rails, except for the ones I need specifically right here. So I need a 10-foot one there. Probably go ahead and get a third, the middle rail, go ahead and get it. And then this space up here between this one and down there where I need to run another rail is 66 inches, and this, from this edge to that corner, is 65. And I only had one more board left, so I'm going to get the 66 out of this one and throw it up there. So when I go to town, I'm going to get 2 10s and an 8, and that'll do that side over there, the chickens, and that'll do this up here. And then I already have several 4x4s that are kind of short, so I'll just get one that matches up to the fence, or cut it down a little bit if I have to. But yeah, if this hoop stuff doesn't work, and it does not support, or storms come and it looks like it's doing some kind of crazy mess, then I will come back and I will buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will buy 10 8-foot 2x4s treated, and then I will buy 5 20-foot treated if they have them. And I will literally build a real frame, screwed to each post, 2x4 screwed to each post. It'll be 8 foot in the air, and I may cut them down to more like 6. And then screw in the ones going across, and get like more of a real framed in roof section. You know what I mean. Anyway, and then there will be absolutely no reason why the net would have any kind of problem. And later, if I find there's a problem later with maybe some sinking and sagging, then I can come back in between each section, throw a board this way, screwed into the 20 ones that are going this way, if y'all are getting my drift. And that should give complete, solid chicken yard cover. I'm hoping the hoops do the job, but if they don't, and I do not know what the problem is with that hoop right there. All of these have done this perfect little hoop, and that one does some kind of bend. I don't know if the pipe bent. It's so weird. It actually puts like a little corner. It's got a corner in it instead of a hoop. It's got a corner. It's okay. It is what it is. And I'm going to, maybe I'll do it this evening. It's getting hot now. I've been out here for an hour or so, just messing around, doing some stuff in the barn, and I was gonna burn all that stuff, and some of it blew. I need to pick that up. These are still in the fence. I do want to set a post at that corner down there, and then get me a good string line set across here so I can see exactly what I'm gonna, how this is gonna work. And then I'd like to go ahead and get that eventually all set up. And then just take down all this fencing that's just become this junk pile. And I may not take off that little lean-to right off the bat. I mean, truth is, I really can't take it completely down unless, well, no, it was built to that fence. I can't take that fencing down with the lean-to still there, the little side house, the little side of it, the little wing. I'd have to take that down to get to that fencing, but I could actually just leave it and cut right here, and then take this section out, and then the section that comes up to the side of the chicken, the little run, and then all of that comes down on that back section right there, comes down. And then clean up the coop, put the lattice back up on this side so it looks pretty again. I already have the lattice on the ground. I just have to cut it. It's screwed to there because Katie found a hole there. Oh, my Katie girl. Anyway, fix all that back, take those lights down because there's no electricity out here for lights anymore. Now, possibly I do have electricity to this chicken coop. I just took down the wire that was going out there. So the feed room and the goat house have no power in them. But I can probably, once it's all said and done. Oh, well, I have those lights. As soon as I put up a new night, I have lights on the corner over there. They're just out. And they're kind of bent. I don't know what happened to them, but they kind of fell, and I was using some baling wire to hold them up. They don't, anyway, don't matter. I do have lights. I need to get those lights lit back up, get new bulbs in them. Anyway, there is stuff I'm easy to do and stuff that's not going to be easy to do. You know, it's going to be a little bit more time consuming, and probably want to come out here early in the morning, like about 7, and get started and just work till it gets hot, because we're still kind of in the month of spring. I mean, it's April, but I don't know about other places, but May, that's kind of summer for us. It's not deep summer, but it's pretty summer for us. Anyway, still so much to do, but this is what I'm working on right now. And I guess in the morning, I'll run and grab these other boards so I can go ahead and get that last hoop up. And once that hoop is up, the net's going to go up. I'm going to, I don't know, get Bree to come. Steph is working right now on one of their rent houses. Her and Buddy, the renters moved out, and they evidently trashed the place, so they've been working over there. It's not morning. It's afternoon, but it's too early to feed up. But I wanted to show y'all something, because every one of my goats are up on that hill. There's one or two coming right now. They're fighting, coming out of the Bree's horse stalls. I haven't seen Bree out this morning yet. Or like I said, it's not morning, it's kind of afternoon, but I haven't seen her. Okay, I see her now. She's just coming out her back door. I want y'all to watch something. Just trying to see. She's going toward her kids' playground, but I don't see the kids. Maybe they are. Maybe they're in the fort. I just want y'all to watch these goats. Hey, guys! Hey, guys! Here comes Sam. Sam stays close. He's usually the watchdog. Lets them all know I'm out here. Frodo? Yes, sir? Mary? Bilbo? Look at them. Hoodlums. Thugs. All of them. Hey! Well, I hear a pig squeal. It must be Bree's pig. Hey! Yes, Sam. Hey, guys. Bilbo. Bilbo's tail is wagging, but he's just slow to bring up the back. Come on, guys. Frodo. Oh, my little Frodo. His cry is different than the rest of them. The other ones are like the bah, where his is a Frodo. See, they're all theirs are. Well, I just said theirs is the same thing. He has a different sound. Frodo. See, his sound is different. Molly. Oh, Molly. Molly. They're probably mad I called them up, and eventually they'll make their way slowly back down there. I'm fixing to go in that feed room and see if I have a couple of extra feeders I can screw to their wall. They've broke one of them. I'll go check. I didn't have any in there. Bilbo, I don't have anything, baby. I'll bring you something later. Here's how it's all opened on this side. I still got so much cleanup to do out here. And I probably don't need that 2x4 going across the bottom. Those posts are cemented in. So So I can just take that down. I just didn't do it. And this is what Molly did. I'm assuming that was Molly. Just tore that swing to shreds. And then you can see here, something grabbed a guinea. That's guinea feather. That's what happens if they refuse to go, you know, stay in the coop or the yard. Things grab them. All right, I got the other one up. It's right there. I don't know if y'all ever noticed before, but that little section right there has chicken wire in it. It's stapled to this rail, and it was just stapled to this post and this post. But now that that's up there, I was able to pull it really, really tight and staple it to the back of that new rail I just put up. So basically this little section, this little tiny section right here, is completely wired. Completely. So I think what I'm going to do is, I need to do the same thing on this side. So I don't know if I have any more chicken wire left. I have to go look in my shop out there. If I do, then I'll cut a piece and put it across there. If not, if I don't have any chicken wire, I'm probably not going to buy any. I've got a section, this green wire right here. Can y'all see that? I'm zoomed in so much. I had this left over from something. Can y'all see it? She just jumped over. It's a roll of green, although I don't think it looks like it's long enough. So I'm just going to see what I have in there. But I'm going to put wire there too. And when I do that and then put the rail up, that section will be completely wired, top to bottom. So what I think I want to do, and I was just thinking about that gate out there, since I'm not going to use it over here, and I'm going to use a chain link on this walk-through section of this gate fencing that I'm going to be doing, I could take that down, screw it to that, take this gate out, not right now, but screw it to this post. Where's my hand? Right here. Screw it to that. And how far over it comes, put a new post in the ground right there. And then make this little section solid, because the gate will be gone. So when the gate's gone, I can make one more solid section of fencing and then have this a walk-through just for my size, because I don't think I'll have to need to be going in there to mow. The big gate is only there because I used to mow, and when it would get really high and thick, the chickens, they will eventually, when they're completely locked in, it will probably eventually be dirt. It's kind of sad because the grass looks pretty in there, but they'll probably eventually just eat all the grass down. But if I'm not going to need to be going in there to mow because it'll be covered completely and all that kind of good stuff, then I can just go with a walk-through. I was thinking about a screen door, just, you know, another screen door that would actually go almost to the top of that, and just, you know, just be the whole thing would be a door. One section, you know, half section of it. The other half would be fence. Then when I throw the netting up, I can let it come down, but keep it up high above whether it's a gate or a door. And then I won't ever have to be moving it going in and moving it coming out, you know, because basically I'm going to kind of just let it hang where it wants and try to keep it nice and neatly out of, you know, I don't want it just hanging willy-nilly out there. I want it to look cute and look like it's, you know, not junky. I don't want it to look junky. So I was thinking just a little single walk-through door would be a lot better than the gate. And all I would have to do is, I think it's a biting fly. It keeps biting me. Anyway, that's what I think I would like to do later on. But I want to get the netting up first to see how it's going to work out. Anyway. All right. I'm hot and I'm kind of hungry. I think it's, can't see my watch. Can't tell what time it is now. Push the button. I can't see with my glasses on. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. So, yeah, I guess I could go have some lunch. Maybe folded over peanut butter sandwich. And I've got my big jug I was gifted. It's blue at the top, goes down into a yellow, but it's actually even more yellow right now because I was also gifted those drops that you squeeze however many drops you want for the flavor that you want. And I've got a lemonade in it right now. Anyway, so I finished drinking this and having me a peanut butter rolled over. I don't want a whole sandwich, just a half rolled over. Anyway, still waiting to see if Bree's gonna come down. I know that she said, see, Daniel picked it up with just the regular forks he had. But she told me that she wanted to get she was fixing to get some fork extensions. And then it would be easier for her to pick it up with fork extensions than us trying. Because I told her if I could get it flipped over, I would put 2 2x4s at the bottom. It's kind of like rails that would rest on the forks. Because without any kind of bottom in it, you have to have it almost turned in the forks turned at such, like all the way, as far as it will turn. You've got to have it turned all the way back so it stays on. So, but she said don't try to turn it over and put rails on it or anything, because she's going to get fork extensions. So I thought she was just going to come look at it and make sure she could use it. But it's not going anywhere. It'll be here until she comes. All right. I love you guys. God bless y'all. I'll see you later. While I'm taking a rest, I wanted to talk to y'all about the channel, because I have noticed so many comments of people saying, oh, you're finally doing some more videos, or I'm so glad you put out another video, haven't seen you in such a long time, I thought you had stopped. And I get these kind of random comments almost every video lately. Probably for the last 2 or 3 months, I've been getting these random comments that will say something about finally able to see another video, or I finally put out another video, something about they thought I stopped putting out videos. So I do want to say, I would really like y'all to give me a thumbs up if you can remember. It's kind of hard to remember. Sometimes even with my family, if I can't sit and watch their video, I will still, when it pops up that there's a new video in my subscriptions, I go to each one that has a little dot that says basically they have a new one, and even if I don't watch it, I give them a thumbs up, because that helps bring you back to somebody's page every time. But also, I think the analytics do some weird stuff sometimes. And I don't know if any of y'all have noticed, like, videos lately, the ads in videos lately, some of them might be a little wonky, and you might see you watch it and then an ad pops up, and then you may only watch 2 or 3 minutes and another ad pops up. I've always tried to space my ads out at least 5 to 6 minutes apart, depending on the length of my video. But the ads in YouTube right now, they're trying to get us to stop placing our own ads. Now, we don't get to choose the ad. We were getting completely free reign to place them where we wanted. Now they're trying to just make us go with whatever ad they put in. So like when I go and I upload a video, and then I go in and I set all the things like the time and all that different stuff, and then I hit monetization. Usually later, then I have to get my laptop, because I do everything on my phone, but monetization parts have to be done through your laptop. So I click it on my phone and get it all like on, but then I go to my laptop and open that video and see, that's when I start placing ads. And like I said, we don't choose what ad. We just place them where we wanted. But they're trying to make us go with where they want us to put an ad. And I noticed 2 or 3 times they'll have an ad like at 1 minute and 18 seconds. And then they'll have an ad at 1 minute 22 seconds. And I'm just like, no, I'm not making people, I don't want you guys to have to sit through an ad and 2 minutes later or seconds later sit through another ad. That's just not, I don't think it's fair. And I've noticed that since they've been doing it, and they did send us out like a disclaimer or like a new policy they're trying to implement. They still allow us to change them, but then they want to say, well, now it's under review because we changed what they want us to just do what they want us to do. But I will say, as far as you guys seeing videos, or all of a sudden you see one and you think I haven't put out a video in a long time, and I put out at least 3 videos a week. Sometimes I'll put out, like I put out a video this morning, but now I've just made a video out here doing some stuff that I'll put out for y'all tomorrow. I think last week I put a video out every day. And then, like, basically we're in the beginning of this is a Monday. I'm doing this video, but y'all just had a video this morning. I put one out this morning of last night out here before I went, when I closed up for the night. So that's gonna be 2 days in a row you'll get one from me. But some of you guys aren't seeing them, and I don't know why, except for analytics. So what I can say to that is what I've tried to tell people when they leave me that kind of a comment. I try to explain to them about analytics, and even I don't understand analytics totally. But I do know that if you will click my page, like not only my video, but click where it says view channel or something like that. If you click that and then you hit unsubscribe, then click it again and resubscribe, it will bring me back up. And also, it'll bring me back up to every time I post a video, you will get some kind of a notice that I posted a video. Also, if you guys can remember to give me a thumbs up, the more thumbs up and the likes that I get, maybe you don't even like the video. I guess I'm not going to ask you if you didn't like the video, don't give me a thumbs up. But the truth is that the more thumbs up I get, the more likes, the more often YouTube will bring my video up again. So, and bring up my new video. So I just thought I would throw that out there. I didn't want to go into a whole bunch of crazy stuff about YouTube, and I've never done Facebook, but I know I've had family that did YouTube, then went to Facebook, and then finally just kind of, Facebook wasn't doing them right, so they just kind of dropped Facebook and went back to YouTube. I don't know if YouTube's trying to become harder. I don't know. Because I feel like, well, if you start making it really hard for people and they leave your social media, whatever, and go to a different one, then you're losing revenue of some type. YouTube, if they start making us feel like you're not helping me, they're trying to say that ad placement, that let them do it's going to help us financially, monetarily, but at the same time, I don't want to make you guys watch. You start the video, then a minute in, it has an ad. And then you think, okay, fine, that ad's over. You skip it or whatever. And then it starts again. And 30 seconds later, they throw another ad in. That's not fair to you guys, I don't think. But I would like you to make sure I'm coming up in your lineup. And I stopped those people that don't think they see me or thought I stopped making videos or don't do it as often anymore. No, I do it because this is, besides my little retirement from, being a bus driver, this is my income. So this is what allows me to do the fencing and garden beds and plants and roses, although I've had some roses gifted to me, which was very nice. Feed, all the different things that even Levi's Burger when we go to town or whatever. This is what allows me to do it, to do anything. So I need the views, but I just don't want YouTube to make it so hard for people. But I do believe that if you're not seeing my videos, or you just think all of a sudden I threw a video out and I hadn't done it in a long time, it's because YouTube is not bringing me up for you, because maybe you stopped watching for a while, maybe you missed a few and they thought I wasn't important enough to you personally to bring back up. So you may have to go in and unsubscribe and then resubscribe. And I believe the like buttons, all those thumbs ups are going to bring me up also. So anyway, I'm going to get finished out here and I'll see you in a little bit. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.